Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Wednesday, August 27th, 2025. Let's take a look at the charts. Before I jump into the chart, and I sometimes forget, usually I don't, but I do want to mention that on Tuesday, wickedstocks.com put out a stock pick on Viasat. That is an American satellite communications company. You can check that out for free by going to wickedstocks.com. Many of the buy signals that we've been mentioning, or the stock picks we've been mentioning over the last 6 weeks that I then convey to you, you should check them out, have been eliciting recently over the last week or two, and a few of them are well on their way to reaching what we consider to be a minimal 20% return on the underlying stock itself, an appreciation on the stock itself. So been doing quite well with that. You should check us out. Check out Viasat. It's still pending. We'll have another stock pick that'll come out tomorrow, Thursday. And so you'll be able to see both, as well as our triple Q and our SPY analysis. I think you should have triple Q at least right now anyway, because it is also, so I can talk about NVIDIA right now that we pushed on an intra-week basis back above the 179.94 long-term channel top. That is constructive near term, but the question is whether we're going to see a consistent follow-through. We really have to see how Friday settles out with respect to 179.94. But ultimately, I want to see the triple Q also close above its exact same 2.5-year structure, which it's been topping out at for the last few weeks, and is the threshold that, if settled above, I would be confident that NVIDIA will follow through to its 219.64 full wave count in the 2 to 3 months following. So we're using kind of intermarket analysis. Obviously, NVIDIA is a big part of the triple Q, and the earnings that come out later today may well launch the triple Q above that structure on Friday. It could happen, we'll see. And if it does, both are in lockstep on longer-term bullish continuation. NVIDIA then expecting 219.64 over the next, I'm going to say 3 to 5 months or sooner. Volatility has contracted certainly from its lofty days several months ago. 179.94 is still an important level. Let's take a look at the daily chart. I do want to show you there is these two channel structures today at 182.71. If you take a look, you've got that spike low from about a month ago, you've got the high, you've got the spike low from about a week ago, and it has a pivot point quality unto itself. The problem is we could close today above 182.71, and then after the close, potentially bearish earnings come out to send the market south again. But left on its own, just purely technically speaking, there is a valid buy signal above 182.71 that could pull this market beyond 187.12 in the day or two following. But for right now, given the earnings that are coming out, given the fact that we're only halfway through the week and there's plenty of time for things to play out, I am calling 182.71 a mere intraday resistance area that can contain intraday buying pressures, and below which we can ease back to 179.94. 179.84 is that long-term channel top that we find on the daily chart today at 180.08. I don't even show it here because it's too close to 179.94. So 182.71 is our pivot point for the day, below which 179.94 in close reach. If we push through or open above 182.71, we should reach 187.12 by the closing bell, where we can place a daily high ahead of the earnings that come out after the close today. If we close then above 187.12 on Thursday on a bullish earnings, then we're off to upward continuation. And in fact, under that scenario of closing above 187.12, it is likely that the triple Q will also have closed above its 2.5-year channel top, which I consider to be important in terms of a kind of broader market, intermarket, bullish continuation where both could reach a higher trade. NVIDIA in reach of 219.64. So if we're just talking pure technicals, I think closing above 187.12, while not likely today, is certainly possible by the end of the week. And I think that is an establishment of a long position that should play out through September. Under that scenario, I show 182.71 here as the pivot point But and I will probably fall back to 182.71 over the next few days once we see earnings. But for right now, I think it really is 187.12. That if we close above 187.12, we can anticipate this 200.09 formation within 2 to 3 weeks. This is a 5-6 month channel top that can contain at least weekly, if not monthly, buying pressures. And if we were to close above this structure over the next few weeks, you can see we're just a few weeks away from reaching 219.64.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and NVIDIA, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
But, once again, the conditions, closing back above 179.94 on Friday, will keep 219.64 in reach over the next 2 to 3 months. And I would like to also see a weekly settlement Friday in the Triple Q above this channel top. I'm not providing you the number because we have plenty of people who actually pay for this information as wickedstocks.com subscribers, but I am happy to tell you on Monday whether we closed this Friday. Next Monday, I'll tell you whether we closed this Friday above it or not. I can at least tell you that much. And so we could then see a meaningful continued gains as we move into the fourth quarter of this year. Let's cover the downside. It really is, I'm just going to take you back to this chart. If we break, let's say we close today below 179.94, then we're in reach again of this 173.42 channel bottom by Friday's close. This would be probably a negative earnings, or at least a slightly negative earnings coming out later today. 173.42 is once again projected off that April low. This is like a 5-6 month channel bottom that can contain selling on at least a weekly basis. And in fact, there is a certain case to be made that upward momentum remains intact over that April low, off that April low above 173.42. And I've been mentioning how, closing back below the 179.94 formation as we did last week is in itself a valid sign of weakness, but I'm more confident for a bearish continuation as we move into September, October, if we were to close also below 173.42. So 173.42 is our downward pivot point. Can you buy it on a dip? Certainly. On a day trade, 3 to 5 day swing trade, and yes, even on a 3 to 5 week or longer a trade basis. But just know that if we close below it, you want to reverse and go short. 149.29, then likely. This is probably a 3 to 5 week play. If we were to close today below 173.42, that 149.29 former channel top, then likely within about 3 to 5 weeks, where we could bottom out through the rest of the year. But right now, we're continuing to trade around this channel top. We're not pulling away to the upside from it or to the downside from it. The market is just sort of marking time. We've got earnings coming out today. If we close Friday not only above 179.94, but also in the Triple Q above its respective 2.5-year channel top, that is bullish into later year. Until then, there's a big question mark. Where are we going from here? And the answer to the downside would be a settlement below 173.42 would be south as we move through September trade. I think I've said it all. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. Check out those stock picks. Check out the daily Triple Q report that we provide every single day, like NVIDIA, at wickedstocks.com, along with the SPY. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, with Thursday's NVIDIA, and you have a great day.